there has been a bizarre thing that connects us to this as well.
Yes, exactly.
Very, very weird. But basically, starting on Christmas Eve, we started to see some weird things.
Yeah.
And a couple of these images were actually put together by What's on Weibo, so credit to them. But it says, commemorate the battle, 12/24, so December 24th, is not Christmas Eve. It's the day of victory in the Battle of Changjin. So both you and I, for years now, have always made our kind of Christmas videos where we update on the legal situation of Christmas in China.
Yeah, just how it's being perceived.
Yeah, it's gone from where the Chinese government's like, no, you're not allowed to do anything Christmas related, right? To, okay, you can kind of do some stuff, but don't do it at schools, right? To, okay, you can commercialize stuff and put out Santas and stuff in front of your shops, but we're not allowed to promote Western holidays. And they make all the kids in school say, we will not celebrate Western holidays. We will not celebrate Christmas. We'll only celebrate the Chinese government, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, and then the next year, it's like, if you have set up Christmas decorations in your shop, you're a traitor to China, and you get mobs going and tearing them down.
Yes.
So it's up and down. The whole thing about Christmas in China is that it's seen as Western influence, and sometimes it's allowed, and especially since, you'll go to a shopping mall, you'll see Christmas decorations because, hey, it's capitalism, right? Yeah. It's a way to get people to spend money on gifts. It's a way to kind of have an event for people to come and spend. So you see the Christmas decorations up, but it depends on the mood, right, of the year, because sometimes it goes off without a hitch and there's no big hoo-ha, no brouhaha about it. But sometimes, like you said, they crack down and they're like, this is an evil Western holiday. How dare you put up Christmas decorations? So you never really can tell.
So what we figured out from this is that they co-opted Christmas Eve, and it must have been a big government operation because around the country you're seeing things about, don't say this is Christmas Eve.
Yes.
This is beyond that. This is more important than that. This is when we won the Battle of Lake Changjin, which they made a big movie about.
Which is, propaganda. When basically Mao Zedong sent all the soldiers into North Korea to attack the Americans and to help the North Koreans, and they got slaughtered and they all froze to death. Horrible, horrible waste of life.
Yes.
Just absolutely appalling what happened there, but they see it as a victory.
Yes. So if you go to the next slide, it gets way deeper and it gets weirder. It gets weirder. So look at this. It says, it's not the so-called Santa Claus that will bring us happiness. It's the PLA, the People's Soldiers, right? Yes. The Chinese military. This is what they were teaching kids. Yeah. And they do this every year. They'll say like, we won't celebrate Western holidays. We only celebrate Chinese holidays because we're proud to be Chinese. Now they're even escalating.
Yeah, exactly. Right? No, it's not saying, so what's the PLA going to bring you a
rifle?
Present? I doubt it. It's more like they're just going to come take a dump on your lawn. Yeah. Like, what's going on? What are they going to do?
What are they going to do?
It's like, what's going on? The PLA?
The PLA, huh? Interesting. Yeah. Look at this.
It says, thank you for your hard work. Thanks to their protection, we have a peaceful Christmas Eve. They come from all over the country, steadfastly guarding the front lines day and night. With our youth, we defend our prosperous China. Thank you and salute.
So again,
for the PLA.
Screw Christmas Eve.
It's like nothing to do with Santa, nothing to do with Christmas. And remember, guys, Christmas has never been anything to do with religion in China. So it's never been about Jesus and all that, the three wise men and stuff. That's never entered the picture. No. But Christmas has always been kind of a fun holiday, and they take the fun part of it where it's like give gifts and go buy shopping and go dress up like Santa and go do that type of thing, right?
Yeah.
That has always been a part of that time of year in China. But like I said,
in the cities.
Yeah, in the cities, of course. In the rural countryside, they don't care about it. But in the cities. But the thing is, then every other year, they're like, no, it's banned. It's a Western evil idea. And you're not allowed to dress up as Santa at the kindergartens anymore. You're not allowed to sing Christmas carols, if you're a teacher. It's up and down.
It's really interesting what happened after that. Because... Oh, yeah, there's one more thing. It says, meanwhile, other popular bloggers stress the importance of remembering China's military heroes during this time. Influential media blogger Zhang Xiaolei said it's not Santa Claus who gives you peace. It's the Chinese soldiers, #Christmas Eve. With this post, he added various pictures showing Chinese soldiers frozen in the snow and depicted from the Battle at Lake Changjin movie. See how this was not just like a
Those are the saddest looking elves I've ever seen in the North Pole. I'll tell you that much. They're
not making any presents.
Nope.
You know what's funny is that this must have been huge, like a really big government push, because this was not just an isolated post. This was nationwide, and they kept saying the same thing. And that's where it always gets creepy, is that you can see how powerful someone is and their ideas are based on how far it spread around the country and how persistent the message is. It's like, it's not Christmas Eve, it's this. It's not Christmas Eve, it's this. Don't thank this person, thank the army. It was very specific.
Yeah.
So you made a video.
I did. I made a video that's like China canceled Christmas.
Yeah.
Which,
as we always do.
Yes.
I've made a bunch.
By the way, if you watch my video, I say that they tried to cancel Christmas but failed. It's right in the beginning I say that, because they do try to cancel it. They tried to once again, and the reason I made this video is I've got friends who are teaching in China right now. And some of them got messages from their, like, what would you call it, like the principals and so on of the schools they work at, to say that, you know, this year, not allowed to sing Christmas carols. This year, and I put screenshots in the video. It's like, this year we have to tone it down, you know, that we can't put up Christmas decorations and stuff. So they do this every year.
It's a government mandate.
Yeah, it's a government mandate. It goes out to the schools. Some international schools can get away with it because, you know, they're not government schools. But the government schools for sure were like, no Christmas this year.
Yeah.
But of course, they couldn't cancel the Christmas decorations in the malls. Yeah. You know, that type of thing. Yeah. But I put this video out.
What happened?
It was incredible. Within a week, I had literally 20 or so videos on YouTube from the shills and people that do propaganda for the Chinese government, saying Christmas isn't cancelled. Serpent is a liar.
And they like brought up your video.
Cheat. Yeah. And the weird thing is they normally don't mention my name. Yeah. Because they're not allowed to. Yeah. And they realize that if they mention my name, they could get into trouble.
Because you're not supposed to see your videos in China.
Exactly. Chinese people are not supposed to know about me, or they're not allowed to know about me, because they might find out some bad truths, you know. But they were like, Serpent exposed. Serpent lies about Christmas. Christmas isn't cancelled. And it was so weird, because I put out a lot of videos, but I never get a response like this.
Yeah. Both you and I have made at least 3 videos like
about
this,
Christmas,
and have never gotten that.
But this year, there must have been something that they were told. There was some directive that it's like, you got to go out and refute this, guys. You got to do it. They got together in like Chongqing or something, or wherever, in some place, and they're like, hey guys, we're going to have to go out and refute this. Yeah. This is from the top. This is a bad thing. We've got to make sure that this, you know, and it's just bizarre. Yeah. So what happened?
So I have a theory. Okay. I think that because of the response that you got, I think that someone really important came up with an idea that we're gonna say, we're domestically in China, we're not gonna promote Christmas.
Yes.
And like in the school system, we'll say, no, we don't do this. We celebrate the army. We hate Christmas, all this kind of stuff. But to the rest of the world, they don't want it to look like that, right? And my theory is that they want other people to look favorably upon China. They don't want to say, oh, they're smashing Christian values or something like this. Yeah. Oh, they're doing this. Like, they hate us. You know, that kind of thing. You know, that kind of knee-jerk response. They're trying to prevent that by saying, look, no, Christmas is here.
Yeah, Christmas, no, it's not canceled.
It's fine.
Meanwhile, I've got proof and texts and
all this propaganda.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think my theory was kind of... Correct, because of what Hu Xijin said. Okay. Chinese political and social commentator Hu Xijin also weighed in on this issue. On his December 24th social media column, the former Global Times editor-in-chief wrote that there is no problem with Christmas Eve and the second phase offensive Victory Day, both receiving attention on the same day. Even if younger generations in China view Christmas more as a commercial event rather than a religious one, it's understandable for businesses to capitalize on this period for additional revenue, he wrote. In this era of globalization, holiday cultures inevitably influence each other. The Chinese government does not actively promote the rise of Western holidays for its own reasons, but they also have no intention to suppress foreign holidays. Some Chinese celebrate Western holidays, and it is their right to do so. They should not face criticism for it, you see? Yeah. So, I mean, this is a top columnist that has worked hand in hand with the Propaganda Bureau in China, right? Mm-hmm. If he's going out there and saying this, it validates kind of what we think. Yeah. There must have been some very important person that came up with this dual idea. We're going to show the world that we still have Christmas and it's fine and we're very happy and we love the West. Yeah. Meanwhile, we hate it. And we're going to not allow people to promote it.
Yeah, and we're going to tell people, like, shame people for, you know, celebrating it because they should be celebrating the frozen soldiers.
Yes. And the video that you made, which is in line with every other video we've made every year about this exact topic, which was not different or deviating from anything. It flew in the face of what they were trying to do, which was obviously a big campaign. So it's so funny. You got these people that barely know who you are. Yeah. These like random foreigners with commenters so under there, which were like, oh, it's part of that organization. Oh, it's part of that department.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're like, oh my gosh, that must have been a really sore spot for somebody.
Yeah, and it makes complete sense because, look, relationships between America and China have been deteriorating lately, okay? And so I think they realize that they've pushed it a little bit too far, and they're trying to grab a little bit of it back. They're trying to backpedal a little bit. So although on the domestic front, like you say, they're very aggressive about this, and they're like, screw Christmas, and, you're not allowed to do this and that. They don't want the rest of the world to see that. And that's kind of what we do on this show is we show you the real China, what's actually happening in China, not the fluff propaganda that goes out there, and what the diplomats say and all the other nonsense. What's really happening. And what really happens in China is the directives are given to the schools and the headmasters and the various places to not celebrate Christmas. And especially if you get out of Shanghai or Shenzhen or Beijing, the big cities, in the rural countryside and the smaller towns, you see massive, fierce nationalism around that time of year with the children standing up, pledging to never celebrate Western holidays.
Yeah, if you watch my video on Lawa 86, it's called Teaching Kids to Hate.
Yes, it's a good one.
That has all the excerpts from the classrooms of they make these kids say this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
So anyway, it's just kind of an interesting phenomenon that there were all these immediate videos attacking me saying that I'm a liar and that, hey, look, you can see Christmas decorations, which, by the way, I did say in my video, which is weird. I think
because they didn't watch it.
They didn't watch the video.
Even if they did, what I suspect is that these people, by the way, did not choose to organically make these videos.
Yeah.
I think they were told exactly what to say because all of the videos are identical.
They are.
And they don't address anything in your video.
Yeah. I know, it's weird.
It's pretty nuts. Anyway, there's something weird going on. Definitely, we don't want to promote any of those shill channels, obviously. That's why we don't show them. But it's one of those things that it's worth looking into.
Yes, because you're flying over the target when you start to get flack.
When you get flack like that, when it's so weird. There's so many more serious topics to talk about.
I cover really serious things, and they went after the Christmas thing like it was the I don't know, 8th cardinal sin or something.
Yeah, it was nuts. So anyway, that's what you dig into, and I think I suspect we'll see, because now we know who was probably reached out to make videos about that. About you.
It's pretty.
And now we have we can understand who's doing it and probably who they work for.
Yes,
right? It's pretty obvious. Killing a goat, blood everywhere.
Yeah.
They'll kind of string it up.
It sounds like a demonic ritual or something.
But it's not. You've been there. Amazing. Acrobatics.
It takes a lot of skill to be this absurd.
You're walking through there and it's creaking and the moonlight's coming through. There's like a man in a cage and they're going, ah! We're like, I'm out of here.
Immediately, these pigeons just went ape and flew into everyone's faces and there was shit flying everywhere. You got a mobile incinerator.
You got a mobile incinerator.
That's not the convenience you want coming to your door, by the way. Mobile execution van, ding dong.
Not only.
Anyone call for an execution?
You get executed and then they shove you in the incinerator.
Exactly.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my life.